Here with Todd Lawton, the head coach of the women's golf team here at USC Upstate, getting ready for the start of the spring semester for the women's team. Middle of February, going down to Louisiana, tournament hosted by McNeese State. Got to be pretty excited about the start of the spring season.
Just thrilled. I mean, we ended the fall with a lot of momentum, our best fall season ever. Got a lot of returning players with some talent and have been working, and it's nice to have, an extra couple weeks, waiting till mid-February to play. The challenge is going to be, like you just said, we start at McNeese State in Louisiana, and we've never played in that tournament. And the benefit for that is that we're not creating expectations, perceived outcomes, but we're really focusing on, individual games and just playing, the best way each player can play. And I'm very excited about what they're working toward right now.
You talked about the success of the team in the fall, and the team has posted a scoring average that's 5.5 shots lower than what the existing school record is in a season. Clearly, you have a whole half of the year still to go, and that number could fluctuate up or down or stay the same. But that's got to be really exciting. The progress that the program has made, and to be able to put in a scoring average 5.5 strokes lower than what the single season record is pretty exciting.
It is. I think it's two things. It's one that we do have some senior leadership that has stepped up and has played some really, really good rounds, and a couple of our returning players that were freshmen last year, namely Brittany, has done some good things, but Taylor has done really well, and then of course we added Rachel Riling to the mix, and it's just there's some good talent there, and we haven't always had the best scores out there, but last fall, we played some of our best tournaments. We beat some teams that we really historically haven't beaten, and we still need to move our way up the leaderboards and focus more on that top spot than being farther away from the bottom, and just being I think diligent with course management and all those things has caused them to lower their scores, and my assistant coach Church has done a good job with keeping them focused and getting good priorities out there for them as well.
You talked about Brittany Lau. She became the first women's golfer in the history of the program to earn an ASUN Golfer of the Week honor back in the fall after her performance at Rutgers. Certainly a strong reflection of her play and what she's meant to the program as well. But you talked about the leadership. You also talked about Rachel Riling coming in to help solidify that lineup as well. Talk about Rachel's addition to the lineup and what that's been able to do up and down the lineup in order to make a team score.
Well, I think we've always had 2 or 3 players that were good historically, and the seniors obviously. Taylor and Marissa and Amanda's a junior. She's done a great job, and they've been around for us, and Brittany. But the addition of Rachel, this fall, really put some steady, solid rounds out there. I mean, a couple rounds in the mid 70s, but nothing that we had to count that was high. And all of them have been there for us, but just that addition of depth has been nice, and a really hard worker, really solid student. And all of them contributing really well, but that's just kind of made it a stronger team, and that's the greatest part about it.
And then starting toward the end of the year last year, and then the end of the fall semester this year, Marissa Klontz has kind of stepped in and turned in some solid rounds. In fact, her scoring average this year is 7 strokes less than what her career average is. So she's obviously making the most of her time as her career starts to wind down.
It's been incredibly impressive. She's done some good things, on the course, off the course, with our SAC committee, but most notably on the golf course. I think she's really found her own game a little bit more. We were actually talking this morning after workouts and here in the indoor about just some specific things to help her control. High energy player. I mean, lots of emotion, lots of excitement, and just how to contain that and be organized and manage the course. And I think she's done a great job of improving that. Always been a good ball striker and a good player, but as from playing golf, you have to play the golf course and manage your way around to score your best. given your circumstances, and because no two places are the same. And she's done a great job with that, and I think that's some maturity and some senior leadership. And she's also practiced a lot more and worked hard, which is great.
Another senior who you've already talked about, Taylor Barnes, was looking just the other day at her career stats and everything, and during her time here, she's turned in some very steady performances, very consistent performances, but for one reason or another, she's been overshadowed by maybe the player who's been at the number one spot. But you look at her career stats, she's actually has the lowest stroke average of any Division I player that we've had, and the second lowest in the whole history of the program. So she certainly has been a mainstay in the lineup for us, but she's also been a pretty consistent performer throughout her career.
I think that's the key, what you just said. She's just a great ball striker, has a great head on her shoulders, and hasn't gone as low in rounds as she wants to, but she's extremely consistent and always contributes for us. Just you can always count on her to post a round that is going to benefit our program. And, that's evident in obviously her scoring average over her career, because you don't get those stats if you're not consistent and not working toward, making sure you're offering your best all the time. And, that's what we need more of on the course in competitive golf. And you can't be with them everywhere around. And Taylor's one of those players that can get around the golf course and knows her way around without a lot of fanfare. And you really wouldn't know how well she was playing or the opposite when she was out there. And we've got a couple of players like that. Amanda's the same way. And that's a good thing that we can maintain that even keel and be consistent and hopefully, do our best this semester.
Speaking of that, what are you looking for in the tournaments that you're going to be playing leading up to the middle of April when the team goes to the ASUN Championships down at Jekyll Island?
I think this semester we have a group, across the board, all 8 players that see that they have the opportunity to set a benchmark for what we need to do going forward. And I think that's exciting. I think that excites them, and I think they notice that. With that said, I think there's a lot more energy with being able to be helpful toward each other, about their swings on the course, encouraging healthy competition during practice, and that shows me that there's some balance, that they all respect each other's games and abilities, instead of having somebody that was, so far ahead of somebody else in scoring average or somebody else that's struggling. There's just more consistency. And so what I look for this semester is for that to continue, for them to, really push each other and not worry whether they had the lowest round that day in a tournament or they were the one that didn't count, because they know they're going to be in it the next day. And just that relaxing confidence that helps us get just better as a whole. And I think we're finally getting to the point where we can start focusing on that and talking about that.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time out to speak with us today, and good luck in the Le Triomphe and the rest of the semester.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.